Welcome back to another edition of Grizz Talk. I'm your host, Paul Kampe, and I'm here with men's basketball coach Greg Kampe. Greg, thanks for joining us on the program today. It's been a kind of a tumultuous couple of weeks here at the Arena. Could we just flash back to Friday against Western Michigan and maybe break it down realistically for people that can see the game?
Well, it was a very disappointing night, and you know, if you step back from it and really take a look at it, it's been a long time since something like that's happened in this building. You know, my job is to figure out why it happened, and we've spent the Christmas holiday trying to determine that. But Western Michigan came in here and beat the living snot out of us. They beat us every way you can beat us. They outplayed us, out-hustled us, out-coached us, out-managered us, out-trainered us, out-everything us. They just kicked our tail. And
you must have got the scouting report on Tom Ford.
Yeah,
he's been around the league a while.
I think so. So, you know, and that basically, we got to just let that go. I mean, we've taken the film, we broke the film down, we've learned from it. And one of the things I just said on our webpage, and I think it's very true, is what we have to remember is that when you play 4 freshmen and a sophomore out of your 8 guys, you're going to have a night like that once in a while. Now, is that for us an aberration? Is that, you know, one of those things? We're a great free throw shooting team. We were at one point in the game we were 7 of 17 from the free throw line. We missed layups. We missed jump shots. We turned it over. Drew Valentine had 9 turnovers. Is it just one of those nights?
Was that, I'm assuming, a career high for Drew?
I would think so. I think it's a world record maybe. But was it one of those nights, or was, you know, is there something to be worried and scared about? Did some of our flaws show? I'd like to think it's an aberration because of who we've played, the schedule we've played. Those flaws would have shown up before. Now, against Michigan, against Ohio, and against Western Michigan, the common theme is we didn't guard the ball screen very well. And that dribble penetration got to the basket. It led to wide open threes. When we tried to take the wide open threes away, it led to easy layups. We have to fix that. It's easily talked about and shown, but these are young kids. These are freshmen. You have a freshman center who's guarding the ball screen. His man is setting the screen. Actually, you have 2 of them because when he's out, Kyle's in. They have to learn. They have to learn to read it. They have to learn to communicate it. That's our biggest problem, is we don't communicate it's happening. And we spent a lot of time the last few days on that, and hopefully we're going to get better at it. It's not going to be fixed overnight because they're freshmen. But, you know, even with all that, on the offensive end of the floor, you know, we missed layups, we missed wide open shots, we missed free throws that could have changed that game. And so I'm hoping it was an aberration. I really am. I believe it was. We're going to find out the next 3 games.
Right. How would you, now that non-conference play, say for the bracket buster game, non-conference play is over, 8-6 record, how would you rate yourselves?
Well, I'm disappointed. And you're disappointed because what you almost were. We're 1 win away. Now we still have a game, but we were 1 win away from having the most wins ever in non-conference play, and with the schedule we're playing. The other thing I'm disappointed in is we've lost twice in the Arena, and we were beaten badly in the Arena. And, you know, if you're a season ticket holder at Oakland University, you don't have a lot to complain about over the last 4 or 5 years. I mean, you don't pay a big price for it. You have a great seat. It's entertaining basketball unless you want us to win 40-30. But if you like 90-80 or things like that,
most people do.
It's entertaining. Yeah, most people do until you lose, and then because you can't play defense, you lose. You know, and then the bottom line is you walk out of here winning. I mean, you've walked out of the last 50 times you've walked out of this arena, you've won 4. Now it's 46 out of 50 or some number like that. So that season ticket deal here is a pretty good deal. Now, all they remember is the last one.
Very much a what have you done for us lately? Well, that's human nature.
It's the business, and we accept that. But my point is that I'm disappointed. If you would have said at the beginning of the year you're going to be 8-6 going into this game, I probably would have taken it with losing 5 players, Ilya not coming back, so young. But the way we've played and how the signs that we showed how good we could be, no, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed that we've lost 2 of them.
You said something to the effect of you're scared about the upcoming Summer League play. We got a real test that first week, 3rd and 7th, I think it is. We got Oral Roberts and South Dakota State coming here to the arena back to back like that. Can you talk about how grueling that is just for the first week of matchups?
Well, basically what it is we go to the Dakotas today. We're leaving right after this. And we play South and North Dakota, who I think are two of the 3 best opponents in our league. And watching the tape and the film, I think South Dakota State right now, if you had to say to me, who's the best basketball team in your conference based on preseason play, I would say it'd be very close, very, very close to Oral Roberts and South Dakota State. But I would lean towards South Dakota State because of Nate Walters. I just think Nate Walters has had as good a preseason as Reggie's had, and Reggie's been phenomenal. And I think Nate's been just as good. So, you know, because of him, I give them the edge. I think based on today, where everybody is today, I think they've had the best preseason. Oral Roberts very close. I think North Dakota State is in the ballpark with those teams. North Dakota State's 8-3. They should have beaten Minnesota, could have beaten Minnesota, but you know how that works the last couple of minutes of BCS games on the road. They didn't get a lot of breaks. But they're right there too. So we go North Dakota State, South Dakota State, and then we come home to Oral Roberts. So we're going to know, and then we have IUPUI and Western Illinois, and at the same time we're playing those 2 teams. The Dakotas are at Oral Roberts. So 10 days from now, this league's going to be shaped. You're going to have an idea who's who and where, you know, what's going to happen. And it's very unusual that by the end of the first week in January, we'll have 7 league games played, and the big boys have all played each other. So I think 10 days from now, we're going to step back and we're going to say, wow, this team looks like they're the favorite now. This team is the dark horse, and this team might be out of it. I mean, we have a disastrous trip and come home and have a leftover effect against Oral Roberts. You know, this is a big week.
How do you stop a guy or slow or contain Nate Walters? Somebody, I don't think he's exploded on you guys in the past, or you've managed to outdo him with your own.
We in the past, he's scored numbers. He's got numbers against us. But if you look at the games, he's got his numbers with 22 to 25 shots. And we've rotated players on him, and you can't stop him. But you've got to keep him off the free throw line. That's the big key. You can't put him on the free throw line. And then the other thing is if he gets his 25, we're hoping that he needs to do that with 20-some shots. If he gets his 25 with 12 or 13 shots, that's trouble. But if we can make that a 25-shot deal, I don't care how many points he gets as long as it's a high number of shots. And then we got to rebound their misses, and that's something that they're really doing well this year. They're really rebounding their misses, which I don't think they've done in the past. And defensively, they look much improved. So that's a really good basket. I mean, what they did to Washington, if you watch the tape when they went to Washington, I mean, it was a clinic. It was as good. It was a well-played game as I've seen a mid-major play on a BCS school's floor.
Yeah, definitely got a lot of recognition for the Summer League too, with Oral Roberts beating Xavier that weekend as well.
The league's good. I mean, there's a reason the league's a 13 RPI league when it's normally, you know, we've been as high as 24-5, and we, you know, somewhere usually between 18 and 25. And this year we're sitting at 13. There's a reason for that. It's going to be a heck of a year. I mean, I'm hoping that there's not going to be any 17-1 team this year. I'm hoping that, you know, it's possible you could be 14-4 and win this league.
Do you ever remember a time like that when there wasn't one dominant team?
Yeah, our first year in the league, our first year of Division I, our first year in the league, we won the league championship at 11-5 outright. We won it outright. There were 4 teams tied at 10-6, I think, behind us. And what happened was Valpo had a real good player named Lobos Barton, and he sprained his ankle, and he missed 4 games, and they lost 2 of the 4 games, and put us in a situation that if we won our last 6, we could win it, and we won our last 6. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it sounds interesting from a fan's perspective. I know there's a lot of some hoops junkies out there who are really going to enjoy this season.
Well, I'd rather be 18-0. So I mean, I hope nobody has any fun. Everybody loses. We go 18-0. That would be what I would prefer. But my guess is that this is going to be. I think this is going to be as competitive 3, 4, 5 team races as this league's seen in probably since that year, 2000.
I think everybody wants to know you've been playing with a short bench since Ryan Bass has been out with concussion symptoms for 4 games now, 5 games?
6.
6 games, okay. Now you expect him to return to
We're
Dakota.
2 and 4 without him.
Yeah, are you still on track to get him back?
Yes, he's at the, as we talk, he is at the neurologist, and we are hoping that he's getting the hall pass, that he'll be able to play tomorrow.
Okay.
He's practiced. He's not had any symptoms after practice with us, and boy, we need him. I mean, we really need him. We need him from a depth-wise. We need him. That's somebody that's got a year of playing experience that's coming off the bench. We need him because he can guard the ball better than anybody on our team. And the thing that he was doing before he got injured is he was starting to score the ball for us. And when we recruited him, he was a big scorer. And he started the last few games to score the ball for us. So he was just starting to really get to where we need him to be. So it would behoove us to have him back.
You talk about Bass guarding the ball. Can you talk about the team defense as a whole? I think 4 or 5 of the last recent opponents have scored 80 or more points. You talk about going into league play and clamping down on some league opponents.
Our team defense was outstanding at the beginning of the year for such a young team to grab the concepts early. And then what happened is the people found out we didn't guard the ball screen very well. And what's happening lately is people are just spreading us out and ball screening and spreading us out and ball screening. And we've just got to get better at it. Our actual team, I mean, we were playing good defense. We were guarding the 3-point shot at about 29%. In fact, if you look at league stats only, in our 2 league games, the 3 was shot at 19% against us. But somewhere after that, I think it was the Ohio U game, people figured out, spread them out, ball screen, and you'll get some open looks. And that's what's happened lately, and we've not been good. I mean, it's been a real struggle defensively our last 2 weeks. And as we talked about earlier in this show, it's been a point of emphasis in practice to guard the ball screen. And our young kids are going to figure it out. We'll be okay.
Another young kid, starting center Corey Petros, started every game this year, but teams started game planning on him a little bit. How do you think he's reacting to that?
I don't think Corey has handled success very well, but that's good because it's very simple to sit here as a coach or a fan and point a finger and say this or that. But when you're living that experience, and he's a freshman, all right? He's a freshman who all of a sudden, he's being written about in national magazines. He put up 23 and 16 on Ohio. He's averaging a double-double. He's averaging 11.8 rebounds. Well, nobody knew who he was. Now the scouting report talks about him, and now they're scheming and game planning, and they're coming and hitting him and doubling him, and when a shot goes up, they make sure they find him. And so he hasn't handled that very well, you know, and I think that through consultation with Coach Tungate, who spent a lot of time with him in the last week or so, it's part of the maturation process. And it's the way it is. I mean, he played really well for a freshman early. Nobody expected that. He hasn't played as well lately, and now everybody's, what's wrong? Well, nothing's wrong. It's part of the process, people. He'll be fine. He's a heck of a player. He's going to be a stud. He's going to be a great, great player in this league. And we just hope that he can get back on this track, get back going this way.
Definitely. I want to talk about we had Jonathan Jones in the house today, but I want to talk about another alumni, Keith Benson. There's some rumors going on, maybe the Pistons pick him up. Do you talk to Keith regularly?
Not regularly. We text back and forth. I text him the day he was released. I had texted him that morning, and I haven't heard from him. And I'm sure that he's huddling with his agents and people like that, trying to decide what the best move is for him. I was kind of surprised it happened because I thought he played very well in the exhibition games, and I thought they thought that he was somebody that was in their future. Obviously, they made a decision that they wanted somebody who could help them a little more right now, and that's the game. He's 6'11", long, athletic, can block shots, can score the basketball. Does he need to get bigger and stronger? Yeah, there's things he needs to do. Yeah, somebody out there is going to want that, and he'll find a home.
On a personal note, your son actually plays for LSU. Is he redshirting this year?
I have a son who's a freshman at LSU in football now. talking
Yes,
about
not
football.
basketball.
Right, we're talking about football. And he's a linebacker down there, and he is, I don't know, in that sport, he has not played a down and will not play a down, which means he's being redshirted. But of course, if he's not good enough to ever play there, then after 4 years he'll be out. So it's easy to say he's being redshirted, but he is loving it down there. It's been great. He gets to, as a redshirt or as whatever he is, he gets to dress for the national championship game, and he gets to run out on the field. And he was just home for Christmas, and he had a boatload of SEC watch and
all the swag that they give out.
National championship game T-shirts and sweats and dry fits. I mean, he's got more gear now than it's unbelievable. But he's pretty excited, and he's pretty proud of that fact that he's got a chance to win a national championship. And my father played at the University of Michigan on the 1947 national championship team, and we've got his ring. I always thought maybe we might be able to get a national championship ring, but it looks like my son's going to beat me to one, so I'm kind of excited for him.
Well, don't say that. It's only January or December, depending on when you're watching.
Right, but he, they play Alabama on the 9th, and the good thing for me is that we play on Saturday.
You don't play again.
And we don't play again. It just worked out that I'm going to be able to fly to New Orleans.
It just worked out that way?
Just worked out that way. I'm going to be able to fly to New Orleans and go to the national championship game. And if the team that wins, they let the family come down on the field. So I'm going to wear some LSU gear. All right, I'm going to have my LSU.
It might be easier to find you with Oakland gear.
Well, that's what I'm going to wear. My son got me an LSU golf shirt and hat and everything to wear to the game. So I'm going to wear that on the field, and then after they win, I'm going to find Les Miles, and I'm going to go run in front of him, and I'm going to rip off my LSU shirt, and I'm going to have a Grizz gang shirt on.
Sneak attack. I want to drop this on you. I read the national championship trophy is sponsored by Dr. Pepper.
Yes, I knew that. So they might call me down there and ask me to have a little drink of Diet Dr. Pepper with my hand on the national championship.
With your Oakland shirt.
Right. Something tells me that I won't get anywhere near that, but it's a good thought.
I don't think they take real good care of it. Didn't somebody drop it like two or 3 years ago?
Well, I know they pass it around.
I'm sure it's not the first version of that trophy that's been around. Maybe it's a decoy. Maybe on the field it's not even. It's just plastic.
That could be. But we're joking about it, but it's really a cool thing, and I'm so happy for my son, and he's so proud to be a part of that program, and he loves every second of it. He gets the crap beat out of him in practice every day. So he may not.
Got to earn that ring.
That's right. He may not get one play in that game, but he's got all the bumps and bruises to show that he was part of it.
All right, excellent. Thanks, Coach. Well, we'll let you get out of here. Safe travels out to the Dakotas, and we'll see you here the first week of January at the arena.